With more than a mile of underground workings, I'm pretty confident that you guys are going to like this one. To me, it's one of the iconic or quintessential Nevada desert mines. Got a couple of my friends in there for scale. You can see them checking out some of the stuff higher up the hill. This was a tungsten mine, and I'm about to start panning over the remains of the mill down there. That mill had the capacity to process 50 tons of tungsten ore every 24 hours. So that's a lot of rock that moved through there. It said in one of the reports that even though they had dug 2 wells on the property, that getting sufficient water for the mill was still an issue. Still flying over some of the workshops and bunkhouses. Taking a look up the canyon now. Our truck should come into view in a second. There it is for some scale. And there's your first look at the waste rock pile up there. Pretty big, huh? It's gone now, but an aerial tramway used to carry the tungsten ore down from that ore bin coming into view now, down to the mill we just saw. And although I mentioned that this was a tungsten mine, the first claims were actually staked in 1909 for silver. The tungsten was discovered a few years later, but no effort was made to extract the tungsten until the demand for tungsten suddenly exploded as World War I developed. Interestingly, at least to me, tungsten ore was reported to have been shipped directly to Germany prior to the U.S. involvement in World War I. However, the mine was shut down in November of 1918 upon the signing of the armistice. It was not revived until later in the 1920s when the market for tungsten began to turn. Most mining here was completed by the end of the 1930s. I'm definitely not the first mine explorer to visit this mine here, but it's a good one and it's worth seeing, so I'm including it in the itinerary. You can see the size of the waste rock pile there, and of course there are some ore bins and other structures up there, but I thought I'd start with the buildings that are back here behind us that you'll see in a minute. I was just shooting a minute ago from up around the bend, and like I said, I wanted to show you some of these buildings that we passed on the way in. There, and there, and then there's an ore bin right there. The buildings are stripped out, but you can get a sense of what they were like, at least. Looking in here, obviously a stovepipe would have gone out there, and looks like they might have even had linoleum flooring. Barrels, but yeah, like I said, all the buildings are regrettably stripped out. As usual, I spoke a little bit too soon. I stuck my head in for one last look around and realized I'd missed these. I moved these over. This isn't where they were in the corner originally, but I moved them out here so we get a better look at them. You've got an old carton of Lucky Strikes here, which I thought was pretty cool. You'll notice it says product of the American Tobacco Company, American's leading manufacturer of cigarettes. It's interesting because now British American Tobacco owns the Lucky Strike brand. And then over here we've got an old newspaper with Sears ad. Looks like 1950s from the style and such. Looks like $22 for the suit. Kind of sounds alright for a Sears suit even these days. But here it says, this is interesting, it says 50 dogs go to death from Nevada A tests. So that's unfortunate for the dogs, but it does kind of date what we're seeing here. That's interesting. You can see they used to have a set of stairs going up here that also extended up there. So I mean, you can see where there obviously were some buildings up there, judging by the stone foundations. These are also stripped out, and here is an enormous red ant nest. And they're already climbing around my boot, so
I don't want to stick around here too long. Remains of a mattress right there, obviously. Yeah, see what I mean by how all these buildings have been stripped? Nothing left, unfortunately. Old carbide can right there. And yeah, that system right there is fairly complex. We'll take a closer look at that real quickly. It's seen better days, but a nice little cascade dropping down here. This remains of the stairs right there. Down to there. You see the remains of all the different buildings and such that used to be here. And as you saw before, we're headed up that way for the main workings. So we just came up from down there. We've gotten to the workings here. And you can see that ore bin here, which is pretty complex, pretty elaborate. And behind me here, well, I'm standing on a bunch of waste rock, and then there's a lot more waste rock behind me here. And you can get a sense of how extensive it is. Those are full-size trees over there. So it's a large pile. We've got the portal behind me now, and this is what we just walked up through to get there. Alright, just dropped in through the portal there. A little bit of a squeeze getting in. And look at this beauty in front of us. Just opens up and runs and runs. That is what you like to see. Alright, running ahead. Just gotta see what this mine has for us. Nice timber set right here in the portal. Looking ahead, you can see they had rail on here because you can see the divots where the track ties were, but those have obviously been removed. Nice spacious mine here with good airflow. Always a plus. A little bit of gobbing right there. Looks like we're coming up to some track up here. Yep, that is track up there. Cool. A little pocket right here. Minus your feet are until the pack rats have been busy here. And a huge drill mark right there. And awesome, we picked up rail. Big fan of rail. Totally establishes the legitimacy of an abandoned mine in my mind. Interesting mineralization along here. It's nuts. This mine is old, and these track ties look like they were just put in yesterday. A little bit of ground fall, or maybe there's a chute here or something. Looks like ground fall. Just a little bit of a messy section until you get to the clean stuff again there. You see it's highly mineralized in here. See the sparkly stuff. But we won't hang out here too long. I'm surprised they didn't timber this more actually. There's some more stuff came down there. More miners graffiti. Oh, that's not graffiti, it says out.
case you didn't know which way to go.
Exactly. Alright, still running ahead. Looks like we've got somebody was here, I think. I don't know. Can you guys make sense of that?
I was here.
That was kind of like a face right there.
Linda.
Huh. And then this is kind of cool. It says water. And obviously there was water here at one time.
More graffiti you passed.
Did I pass more graffiti?
Right there.
Uh-oh. I was afforded that I passed more graffiti. I was looking at the dry hole. Semi-dry hole. There is more graffiti I missed. That's kind of funny, actually. So yeah, there was, you can tell it was wet down there at one time. Probably in the winter. And there's more graffiti here.
Montana.
You see Montana?
Yeah. The word. That's that same girl's face. And I think it says Linda.
Oh yeah, you're right. Linda got busy back here. Huh. And the Adit just keeps running back. As you would want it to. Looks like there might be something on the left here. Just a little pocket. Probably for people to get out of the way of the ore carts or to store stuff. Lots of mineralization in here. See all those little crystals forming? That's pretty cool. Looks like some drill steel right there, shoved in the ground. Okay. As you can see, the Adit runs straight ahead, but there's something going on to the left as well. Got a junction here. A blocked junction. What I gotta say, right hand rule?
Yeah. I'll tell the viewers why it's right hand rules.
Right hand rule is so you don't get lost. If you, June 1951 here.
I'm at the description, that book about placer deposits.
Yeah, you want to...
Where, usually where a smaller stream would meet a larger stream or river, you would hit the opposite, the right bank downstream of both of them, and that was typically where you should get some good placer deposits. Whether that's true or not, don't know, but that's apparently a rule a lot of people followed.
And that also carries over in exploring mines, because when you come to a junction like this, you always go to the right, and if you get turned around, you want to get back out, you just take the left, every fork on the way out, and it'll get you where you want to go. 1947, I missed something?
Yeah, kind of old, not super old, but French radio battery.
Oh yeah, that is kind of cool.
Not terribly old, but it's old enough to be of interest.
Yeah, it is. I'm all looking around. See, that's why it's good to go with more than one person, because I got my head up along the ribs of the Adit looking for graffiti, and he snagged that down on the ground. So yeah, 1947, and looks like there's some more stuff up here. Obviously you can see the Adit bends to the right here. It looks like they may have been running ahead and then changed their mind. Or they just made this a spot for storage, or people get out of the way, or what have you. But that is it for now. A little bit messy here. You see some ground fall here. But it cleans up again right there, if I can get through this without stumbling all over the place. You see how the rock here is just peeling away from the sides, or the ribs of the Adit. So that will continue to do so, evidently. And this will evidently continue to push in and bend around. Looks like something else on the right here. Okay, looks like there's a drift running off that way. The main adit keeps going that way, but right-hand rule is a right-hand rule. Some sections of rail up here. Looks like some quartz vein right there with some interesting black crystals. We saw some of those outside and we're wondering about that, so hopefully somebody in the audience can tell us what the dark mineral is. Oh yeah, pocket over here as well. Okay, there's lots of stuff going on. Oh, pockets all over the place. All right, there's a face right here, so that's it for that. But looking this way, this keeps going. And there's a big ore chute here. And a space that, hey buddy, come up here. You want to make your way across this? Actually, that wouldn't be fatal. It would,
wouldn't be fun.
Wouldn't be fun, but that wouldn't be fatal.
It's doable. You can monkey this if you were, you know.
But
you guys like parkour?
I've been in enough abandoned mines to suspect that if you go over there, that drift on the left wraps over there.
Hopefully.
See some big ore chutes.
Oh God, look at this floor above us.
Oh yeah, there's a platform above us too. That's pretty cool. Some beefy support timbers up there, to be sure. And as I said, these ore chutes, if I can talk, are pretty monstrous as well. Pretty cool.
You could almost climb behind them. If you
yeah, I mean, if we had, if our lives depended on it, we got to cross this, but yeah. It doesn't. So I'm going to take the easy route. It's pretty amazing. It's lattice work of woodwork here.
Could have been put up 5 years ago.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't, but it looks like it could have been. How the wood here just does not age in Nevada. It's pretty awesome. All right, that is the slightly elevated drift level we just checked out right there. And now we've got this one to continue down. Did you find more pockets?
A worthy pocket of that black. Pretty neat.
Oh. That is an interesting pocket of
Almost look like a bug infestation.
Yeah. Huh. All right, so as I was saying, we've got this one in front of us here. Little pocket right there. Budweiser. Older, but not super old Budweiser can.
Pop top 70s maybe.
Pop top 70s, yeah. New water bottle. These little pockets are all over the place.
You think it was gold for such small little pockets?
I really don't know. I don't know if somebody saw the quartz and got all excited or what. That may have been done after the mine closed. Yeah. Another ore chute here. You can see it looks like they were tracking the loads right there. Lots of interesting looking graffiti. That is an absolutely monster ore chute. That is horrendously large. Probably a good 3.5 feet wide. Plugged. Yeah, somebody's here in 98. But man, that ore chute is something else. And then
the ladder up in there?
Yeah, there's, you see if it goes vertical right there, but wow. There's a stope up there. Obviously it dropped down to this. Interesting. It's pretty amazing. That's a huge ore chute. It's one of the biggest I've seen. Lost our rail again, as you can see. Kind of featureless through here. So fortunately we've got some mine graffiti to check out, even though I can't make that out. There's a little pocket here. I wouldn't be surprised if that runs to that that sketchy looking section where the ore chutes were that we didn't want to go across. I would not be at all surprised if that connects here. There's only one way to find out, of course, which is to go back and look. Okay, I got stuff going 3 directions here. Alright, that stops right there at the face. The one here, a bunch of wood tossed back, also stops at the face. And is that fuse cord?
I was wondering.
Kind of looks like fuse cord. Possibly fuse cord on the ground there.
There's the gold.
And what do we have back here? Got a lot of wood, a gobbing, big gob of gobbing, and this looks like something caved right there. Dropped a bunch of material down. Somebody pulled this out and put this here. I don't know why. I don't see a date. I don't know. That one will have to remain a mystery. Looking back here, like some kind of pegboard right there. I believe that's the other side. That section we were looking through before. It's to the right. There's something running back there too. But since this is to the right, we have to check this. That hose right here, running up. There's a lot going on here. Something dips down there, which means that this could be a false floor here. Looks like the crude ladder right there, running up. The ore chute here. Yeah, and then it picks up there, still a ladder up there, and then stope or something up there. I mean, obviously a stope, but I don't know if there's more up there, like connects to another level or what, but fortunately I can't get up that high. The ladder's too far away. Ore chute's starting to sag a bit here, but still fairly solid and intact. Okay, that is starting to buckle right there, so that makes me think more that we could be on a false floor underneath all this. Now, something I just noticed over here is a stunning display of those black crystals that we were curious about, and this really does look like a insect hive or something right there in a kind of creepy way, but in a cool way. Creepy cool. Ore chute here, ore chute there. That over there is where we were looking through before. A sawhorse right here. More buckled supports right there. See, what it looks like is that they followed the vein beneath us, and then just like over here, like they followed the vein beneath us and then filled this in with a raised rock. See what I'm saying? Because these ore chutes obviously dumped into something that was here at one time. You know, it's not like the ore cart levitated out there to get loaded, and so they undercut all of this here and jammed these stoles in here. So they must have found a good vein, you know, directly under here, and followed it down there, and then dumped a bunch of waste rock here at some point. It's interesting stuff. See how they did that here. Really interesting.